podcast with Coach and Tom. And
where we be doing that bullshit.
You're late as hell.
Look, dude, I made it. All right. Did you line up our guest? Did you send him the link?
I will be sending him the link. I was waiting on you. Well,
I had to close this. I had to close the store today. All right.
Excuses.
You're not wrong. It doesn't make it not the truth.
Man, gotta be better than that.
Are you struggling?
Gotta be better than that. Am I struggling?
Baby, you're better than that. You're better.
Come on, am I struggling?
Oh, I'm here, buddy. I'm here.
Took you long enough.
Look, man, I have a job.
So do I.
I don't get off till 6 o'clock. And the store doesn't close till 6 o'clock. I don't get off till it's closed.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Shut up.
Anyway, this week is your guest, so what are we doing?
This week we are gonna have a conversation with Mr. James Young. We're back for part 2 of Tales from Old Mexico. Right now we're just waiting on him to hop on. He'll be with us. He'll be joining us momentarily.
All right, so it looks like we're waiting for our guest to join us. Sit back, relax, and get ready to hear our sultry voices. We'll be right back with you.
Sultry?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sultry. So
anyway,
you just hung up on he just hung up on his girlfriend.
So I just hung up on you, but I just need. I wanted you to know, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, and you're live on the air with Coach and Tom.
Oh God.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, baby. I love you. All right. Bye-bye.
How big of a dick do you have to be to actually hang up on your girlfriend?
I mean, she's never complained about my dick, so I guess I'm good.
I mean, whatever she has to do to make you feel better, I guess.
Right. You know what? I've been called a horrible person, a liar, a cheater, the devil a couple of times, but I've never been called bad in bed.
I feel like you're lying.
I would say try me, but I am not down for that.
No, not into you like that. Sorry about that.
Oh, I know. You look like you're a tall man when we sit down like this. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get the stools so that we're on equal footing. Actually, I'm going to go get a stool. I'll be right back.
Go get a stool. Have fun.
Joining us now is Mr. James Young to continue our series on his story about leaving the United States and moving to Cancun.
Pause.
Say hi, Devante.
Hi.
Joining us.
Devante.
Hey, Devante.
This is my roommate.
Yeah.
He decided to join us tonight. So
Yes, folks, that's right.
Here.
That's right, folks. We are being joined by Coach's roommate, Devante. However, we have not yet unlocked this character. So,
All right. We're gonna unlock the character here tonight, then.
right. So anyway, where did we leave off? We left off right at the point of your former romantic partner and you got into that big scuffle, and you had made the decision to leave Dallas. So, making that decision to leave Dallas, what drove the decision to make it Mexico?
Yeah. So I drove my truck 5 days from Dallas, Texas. Well, no, I went on vacation. I went on vacation. I left. I took a 2-week vacation.
Yeah. And you just liked it so much, you decided you're just going to go back and move?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but, I was thinking 2 weeks vacation, that'll give me enough time to detach from this lady so I don't go back. But I end up going back to her anyway, right? Same problems, so kept having the same problems, and then I was stressed out. I had a very successful construction company in Dallas, where we did fire, water restoration, remodels and stuff. And from that point, I was stressed out, I kept thinking about it, kept looking at my money, right? Like, how much money do I have? And like, how long will that last in Mexico? Like, just off of my
Mhm.
savings, I calculated it to like last me for about 5 years, right? And I'm about
Right.
right because I'm almost 2 years in Mexico, right? And I still have like 3 years like worth of savings, if not four. Things have really worked out here because I've found so many opportunities for gainful, not employment, but get just like wait, so many opportunities to make money, right? Like I
Yeah.
drove with Uber for 8 months. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Got a question? Hit me with it. I'm gonna take a bite of this ice cream.
So, driving Uber in Mexico, how did that go?
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Let's
It's
hear
funny.
this.
Yeah, most of the time, I love to tell you some exciting stories, which there are a few. But most of the time, man, I really haven't had a problem. Man, the Mexican people are so nice. It gave me opportunity to really sharpen up my Spanish. But
Mhm.
yeah, there was one time where I picked up this drunk Mexican guy, and he was like, he said, "¿Qué pasa, güey? ¿Por qué tú estás en mi país, güey? Pinche gringo, güey." That means like,
So what's
that
funny
means
is my soon-to-be father-in-law's pet name for me is Pinche fucking Gringo.
yeah. So that means like, what's up, bro? Why are you in
Yeah.
my country, bro? Fucking white guy, fucking American, bro.
Yeah.
So at that point, like driving Uber, I don't want to like escalate the situation, right? You got to be professional, although like if we were in Dallas, I'd have probably just not reached over and just socked him, as hard as I could. But we're not in Texas. We're
Yeah.
not in the States. You don't want to go making enemies around here. Not that I think there would really be, but driving Uber too, you got to conduct yourself in a professional way or you'll get kicked off
Mhm.
the Uber for that, etc., etc. But anyways, what I did was I stopped at this gas station or whatever, and I just took my phone, took my keys, hopped out the car, and said, "I'll be right back. I'm going in the store." And I just left him right there. I called the police. The police, surprisingly, people say that the police never show up and they won't do nothing. You know what I mean? In Mexico. But that's not true, man. There are police here that do like their job, that are here to serve and protect, man. And we have a lot of misconceptions about Mexico and Cancun in general.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, they, one, what do they say? A rotten apple spoils a bunch.
Yeah. One bad apple spoils the bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, go ahead.
okay, so tell us. So how did this go? How did it get started? How did you get started in Mexico? Did you like have a place reserved, or did you jump into a hotel for a while? Like give us the Gringo's guide to getting established in Cancun.
I came for 2 weeks on vacation.
Right.
I did a lot of touristy shit, but amongst all the touristy shit, I talked to some locals. I seen a lot of
Mhm.
for rent signs, a lot of signs that said for rent.
Right.
So I called those numbers just to see like how much does rent cost in Mexico. And it was like 100, 200, 300, 600. Like those were the prices for rent per month for like 2 bedroom, fully furnished apartments.
No
I
kidding.
was like, yeah. And I was like, damn, yeah, that's what I said. Damn. Right
So do you
now,
own your?
I pay $300 a month for a 1 bedroom, fully furnished apartment.
That's pretty dope.
That's dope.
I'm a little bit mad about that fact. Get your shit together, America.
Well, the thing is, we can take some notes on from the Mexicans on how to build a house. These guys build houses out of concrete, out of solid concrete and brick.
Mhm.
Not the bricks like we got. We got like these little baby bricks, like little
No, they
brick
got
homes,
bricks.
brick veneer homes. No, they build the home out of like brick and mortar here, solid ass shit. So, like that shit doesn't fall down when a hurricane comes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Just replace
It
the
doesn't-
windows, fix the carpet.
Exactly. It lasts forever, for years and years and years and years.
And keep it moving.
You know, we get like one little tornado and or one little hurricane, and like half the houses in Southeast Texas are gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's built out of wood. You know, so we get water in our house, everything starts rotting.
Right. But down there, it's just like I said, replace the windows, rip up the carpet, and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what's it like being an American living in Cancun? Do you catch a lot of static from locals if you're out and about?
Say that again.
What's it like being an American living in Cancun? Do you catch a lot of static or have any problems while you're down there?
No. So I already told you about the Uber thing, right?
Right.
Right.
So like Uber was new. Uber just got here like a little over a year ago. So
Right.
I started driving with Uber when it was new, which is probably like the worst time. It was the best time for making money, but it was the worst time for like, having problems, because that's whenever Uber comes to a city, there's already, the taxi there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Uber's obviously putting the taxi out of business. So here, we call it a taxi union in the States. Here they called it the sindicato, the taxi
Yeah.
syndicate. And you don't want to fuck with the taxi syndicate, okay?
So yeah, I listened to a Rogan episode about the guest or featuring a reporter, a documentary filmmaker who was doing a report about the Sinaloa cartel, and she was saying specifically that a lot of the troublemakers, assassins, and soldado types, their day job is as a taxi driver, and that really
Yeah. Yeah, bad guy at night, taxi driver at day. So besides that one event, the Mexican guy, he was like, "Why are you in my country?" and all that stuff. And I called the cops. The other thing was, like, 3 taxi guys like cornered me when I went to pick up some clients at a hotel, because that's their big buck. The taxi guys are terrible. Anybody coming to Cancun, never take a taxi, no matter what. I don't care what the situation is. Just don't take a taxi, because they will charge like $100 for a 15-minute ride, right? So yeah, nah, people don't give me shit, man. I'm like one of them, man. I'm just another person, because Cancun is such a big mixing pot. Man, there's Russians here. We have a shit ton of Russians. I play soccer every Sunday and every Tuesday with shit like we got the team of Russians, we got a team of Mexicans, and we got
that's cool.
people from Cuba, South America, Venezuela.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah. So you said, like, do they ever give me shit? I'll tell you, like, the worst things that have happened to me since I've been here. One of them was somebody stole the battery out of my truck, right? I had it parked out in front of my place. Somebody stole the battery out of my truck. I was pretty pissed about that.
How'd they get your battery?
What the hell?
Yeah, how? They bust your
I don't
window in
know,
and pull the
bro.
latch?
It's a thing. It's a thing, man. Those who know. Ask a dope fiend. They'll tell you real quick how to get a battery out of a car.
He has a point, guys. He has a point.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I
Yeah.
have had a crackhead try to sell me a used car battery at the bar
Yeah.
once. Like, hey man, I got this battery. You want it? Yes.
No, I'm good.
It
So
was a diehard deep start. Don't judge me.
the other thing that happened was now, this was not supposed to happen. It's not my fault, but I kind of invited it to happen. Where I lived, I had a 2-bedroom apartment, fully furnished. I paid like $600 a month. And what
Mhm.
happened was this guy, I lived on the second floor. Here in Mexico, it's very common. Everybody just leaves their windows open. We don't really use the air conditioner that much. Like, even
the
though the
weather's nice
electric
like
bill,
90% of the year.
huh?
Well, I'll say, with the weather 90% of the year, it's beautiful there.
Exactly. Yeah, 90% of the time, the weather is like sunny and 72 or something like that.
Right.
But so we had our windows open 4 o'clock in the morning, and my girl, she's like waking me up. She says, "Hey, um, what did she say?" She woke me up and she made me look towards the bedroom door, and there was some dude right there, like looking in on us, and we were like, "What the fuck?" So some dope fiend, some crackhead had climbed up the first floor into our second floor window. And
Right.
I mean, and I'm sorry if any we have any crackheads that like to watch this show. I don't mean any offense by saying crackhead. I should say like drug user. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah. So some fucking crackhead just like he jumped up, man.
Wild.
He jumped up the first floor, man. I don't know. So when I seen him in the doorway, I jumped up and I chased him out. He took off running and he flew like Spider-Man out of the window in the bathroom, right? And he broke his leg when he hit the ground. He broke his leg and he just kept limping. Yeah.
Karma's a bitch.
I was about to say that sounds an awful lot like karma.
Yeah. So he got what was coming to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's like probably one of the scariest things. Other than that, I did another thing. I got molested in the street. So I was working on my truck, right? I was working on my truck. Like, here's my car. I have a car now, but before I had a truck. So like I was just like this right outside the car, and some dude system. I had like 2 speakers. Some guy walked by, he walked down the street. Then he went, by the way, this is my apartment here. So down there's like a gate, and there's a street on the other side of the gate. That's my neighbor's house on the other side of the street. And then you come into this little area right here where we have all these plants and cats and shit. And then upstairs here is my front door. So this is kind of what it looks like here in Mexico, bro.
Oh, that's dope. That's cool that y'all have a little courtyard.
Yeah.
How many apartments are in that building? If you don't mind me
So
asking.
this is not a building. This is a house. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a building, but it's a house, and there's 2 top floor and a bottom floor. The bottom floor is two bedrooms, and that one rents out for like, I don't know, $500 a month. And the top one where I live rents out for $300.
Oh, that ain't bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all.
So can we get the home tour?
Yeah,
Can we
yeah,
get the
yeah.
home tour?
Yeah, what do I do? Switch the camera around or what?
Yeah, just switch your camera around. Show us what $300 a month gets us in Cancun.
Do I just switch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Switch your front facing.
Okay, just do that.
Yeah,
Or do
however you do it. You switch your phone to the other camera.
However you want to do it, bud.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. What do I push?
Don't worry
It says
about it, man.
mic, cam.
Nope. Nah, just leave it there, man. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is it, like there's a door here, there's a door there for security, like for the little, I
For
don't
the
know how
courtyard?
you call this. Yeah, courtyard. Then there's a door here, and this is my kitchen. So we got just a very simple kitchen, a little stove right here,
Mhm.
a little Keurig coffee machine and refrigerator.
Mhm.
These are like real authentic handmade Mexican clay bowls,
Oh, that's legit.
Mexican clay plates.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we got some cool little lighting here.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this thing at? Plug this in. And then some more
Oh, that's
cute
cool. Touch.
little light.
Nice.
That's what I put on when the ladies come over, the little Mexican ladies. I got a Russian girlfriend too, but don't tell nobody. Don't tell my Mexican girlfriend because she'll kill me. So
That I believe.
this is a
That
this
I
is a
believe.
picture. This is a picture of my Mexican girlfriend right here.
That looks tight. There you go, Jamarcus. We moved down to Mexico. We with the big old Mexican gals.
Oh yeah, yeah. We got all kind of girls around here. So this is the kitchen. The kitchen is basically outside because this is not glass. This is like a mosquito net. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the inside. Of course, we have the party lights, right?
Right.
Woo! For when the ladies come over.
That is the most Mexican shit I've ever seen in my life.
Seriously.
It's the what?
That's the most Mexican shit I've ever.
Yeah, it's awfully Mexican. There's my dining table.
Mm-hmm.
There's all these decorations on the walls, but I didn't put all that shit up. That came with the place. Like
Yeah.
little Mexican pipe and little Mexican statue.
Oh, idol and shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
So why haven't you bought a house in Mexico? Are you not allowed to?
That's a good
I ain't
question.
got no money, fool.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a realtor. You got 2 years worth of money and a job. Buy a house.
Yeah, not quite, not quite. I guess like the most affordable home. I got my eye on one. Me and my girlfriend's probably about to go in on it. It's only like 54,000 US dollars. Yeah, so this is the bedroom.
That's where the
I
magic
didn't put
happens.
none of this. I'm not this like all-seeing eye, like fucking chakras and shit, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
That's not me, but yeah, no, me and my girlfriend, we're talking about it. We're probably gonna get a 2-bedroom house that's available downtown. It's for sale for like $54,000. It's a
That's
really good. It's a really good deal. It's really marketable property. Yeah, $54,000. I think we're gonna jump on it, and then we're gonna turn around. We're not gonna live in it. We're gonna rent it out on like Airbnb or some shit.
That makes sense. All right. Cool. So tell us about how the real estate market works in Cancun or what's going on, because that's something I've been building towards getting into. So let's say I am Senor Gringo. I'm moving down to Cancun and I've got a little bit of money in my pocket and I decide I want to buy a house. Tell me how that process looks.
Well, you bring the money and I'll find the house.
He already has a house in mind.
Yeah.
Oh, you already got it. Okay. Well, then paid. You're gonna want to use you got to use like a how do you say? Damn it! It's called a notaria publica. I know in the U.S.
Public notary.
Yeah, a public notary. In the U.S., we don't use a public notary is like anybody can be a public notary. But in
Yeah.
Mexico and in Canada and other countries in the world, a notaria publica, a public notary, is the highest form of a lawyer. Highest form of a lawyer. Yeah. Yeah, like there's only so many positions that can be taken. Like say, like in Cancun, let's say we have like 100 maximum. So there can
Mhm.
only be like 100, but anybody can be a lawyer. So like you don't need residency, you don't have to be Mexican. You can just come down here with the money and
Mhm.
hire a public notary to read the deed. Read. It's called an escritura, a deed, and
Yeah, escrow.
no, not escrow. No, a deed in Mexico is called an escritura, which is a literal translation of deed.
Yeah.
Yeah, escritura.
Oh, okay.
So he brings the money. He's got his house.
I've got my notary.
He's got his notary. They read the deed. Then what? Where do you come in?
So I'm a real estate agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I help people navigate that whole entire process, right? In our Remax office, we have I'm sorry, this ice cream is melting on me, dude.
It looks delicious.
Yeah, it is delicious. So I'm a real estate agent. What I do is I help people find the property, right? And I advise them, is this a good investment or is this a bad investment? Is a house overpriced? I'll run a comparison. I'll compare that house with 3 or 4 other properties in the area that have sold to tell them if this property is overpriced or if it's underpriced, if it's a good deal or a bad deal. So that's kind of like
Right.
where we start. I find the property and I tell them if it's a good deal or a bad deal. And then what happens is they will put in an offer, right?
Right.
Say the house is 1 million pesos, which is about 50,000 US dollars. I'll recommend that they offer 900,000. 900,000 pesos, which is about $5,000 less, than their asking price. So then we go back and forth with an offer and a counter offer until we meet an agreement. Once we meet an agreement with whatever conditions that are involved, we set a day called a closing date, right?
Yeah.
So
Just
that
like
could be 30 days, 60 days, 90 days from now. And if any contingencies were put in during the offer or conditions, we meet all the conditions, we meet all the contingencies, and then we're good to close in 30 days. Like you can buy a house, we can close in 2 weeks if somebody just shows up and got some money and they want to. It'll take us less than 2 weeks to close a deal on a house. But I mean, it's really, really basic. You just have to provide like all the right documentation, which is, your passport at minimum. And any foreigner wanting to invest in real estate in Cancun or anywhere in Mexico, they have to buy it through a fideicomiso. Fideicomiso. That is, in English, a bank trust. Which
one more time, we just had a bank trust,
Like what?
a fideicomiso.
and that's a bank trust.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In Spanish, it's called a fideicomiso. In English, it's called a trust. I'm sorry, I use this terminology just for educational purposes.
No,
though.
it's fine. Absolutely, that's what we're here for.
So you buy the property in a trust, right? So the bank is the trustee,
and the person buying the property is the beneficiary of the trust.
Right.
Make sense? So the beneficiary has the right to use, abuse, alter, rent, sell, or anything they want to do with the property. It's their property 100%. And but they pay for this. Us foreigners, we pay for this fideicomiso. And it's just about like $500 a year. And that's nothing. You know why? Because property taxes here in Mexico, you're never going to pay more than $500 a year. It's like $100, $200, maybe $300 maximum. I haven't heard of property taxes being very much at all.
The more I hear about this, the more I'm wondering why they want to come to America. Because Mexico, you're making it sound pretty dope. Like cheaper taxes, cheaper real estate, cheaper everything. It's 75 and sunny year round. Like, you want to take the show on the road? Grab the kids, grab the wife, haul ass. She can translate.
Hey,
Hey.
don't you a translator?
Well, it's all about perception, perspective.
Okay. We lost you.
He said perspective.
Yeah.
I said it's all about perspective. It's all about perception. Most people walk through life thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. That almost everybody has it better than them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in the end, we all struggling, brother. We're all struggling.
Agreed. You're not boring. I'm just tired. I'm sorry about that yawn. Oh, that's my fault. But yeah, man, it sounds like it's a. How has your life changed materially, aside from just living and working in a foreign country and expanding your knowledge and outlook? How has your life changed material? What is?
Because it doesn't look like you have very much of your own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's all kind of stuff in this house, but it's not mine, right?
Right.
I don't care about collecting knickknacks or paddywhacks or I love ice cream. You know what I mean? I don't care about having stuff. I don't really ever watch TV because it's just not one of my favorite pastimes. I am literally outside of the house probably 95% of the time. I'm outside of the house, right? So I go to work at like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm in the office pretty much all day, or I'm out in the field showing houses or doing like a tour of a new house or setting up like an appointment to have a house photographed. So we're always outside. We're always doing something, like real estate is a lot more than just showing houses and sign on the dotted line.
Yeah.
But in the evening time, we usually what did I say? So Wednesday we have a dinner, like all the Russians, the Americans, the Canadians, some of these guys and ladies have like Mexican spouses. So we have a dinner every Wednesday. We meet up and have a big dinner. Sunday and Tuesday we have soccer. Then once every other week we have speed dating.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is all just activities put together by and for expats?
Basically. Yeah.
That didn't sound too shabby at all.
Another night we have a language cafe where people go to this cafe, and we have one table where we practice Spanish, another table where we practice French, another table where you can practice English. So pick your table. Have fun.
Amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, I just got back from Tulum. I spent
Oh, I've always wanted to go.
I spent about a week in Tulum. Showing this Canadian lady some houses.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's gonna buy uh, next month. She doesn't really have the money. She's got to go back to Canada, sell her home. Then she's gonna come back here and buy this home next month.
Okay.
A single Canadian lady. Her kids are grown, and the government in in Canada is raising the capital gains taxes on property up to like 60% or
Good
more.
night.
So that means if your value of your home has increased by $100,000 since you bought it, they're going to take $60,000 of that $100,000.
That's sad.
Yeah.
And to think our ancestors started a war over a 3% tax increase.
Yeah.
Boo, Canada.
Ooh, Canada.
Yeah. It's all good though.
So, circling back to what I was asking earlier about having problems, you have you not even, how do I say this? You're gonna have to edit that. Have you experienced any violence, be it directly or indirectly? Obviously, the big news in America is always the cartel this, cartel that. Have you experienced any of that, or seen it, or witnessed it?
So I don't know. I'll tell you this. It's not what you think. It's
Mhm.
not what you think. It's not like the cartel are like a bunch of hitchmen sitting at a big round table, like the Italian mob in New York, like the Russian. It's not like these big sophisticated guys. It's like these little gangsters that we have in Dallas or Beaumont, Texas. We got gangsters running all around there, with like knives and guns and cutting off fucking catalytic converters, stealing batteries and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's just like random ass little thugs, man. You have very few that are like high level henchmen or sicarios, which is like a hitman.
Yeah.
In Spanish, sicario is hitman. So I'll tell you this though. So like 2 houses down from me, 2 houses down, like 2 or 3 houses down, is a house where they allegedly sell drugs. Okay,
Allegedly.
I pulled up one night after work, just kind of like today, but I didn't park in front of my house because the Airbnb guests were here.
Yeah.
The Airbnb guests that rent downstairs, they were here and they had a car. And because they had a car, the landlord asked me, whenever Airbnb guests have cars, go ahead and just park, down the road or something like that. So I parked down the road over there.
Yeah. Give the guests their space.
And one night I seen about 4 or 5, maybe 6 thugs, little Mexican kids, like 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, man, like kids. No, not anybody to really be worried about, but in a pack, you could be worried about them. But anyway, they were doing like this, like that.
Yeah.
But
Making the finger gun hand sign.
the finger gun. But they were pointing down my street, and I was like facing another way, so they wasn't like directing towards me. So what I think this was a little gang fight between one gang and another gang. You know what I mean? The drug house was beefing with another clique. Yeah, they were, two clicks were beefing, right? So what happened was I parked and I just turned my lights off. Big mistake. I should have just kept going and got out of there and wait for like an hour or two until everybody was gone and then came back home. But I parked and I turned my lights off. Well, that brought attention to me because they're thinking, oh, who did the other guys call to come and what, so they got nervous. They started walking up to my car, walking sideways, all suspicious. They got nervous. I made them nervous because I just pulled up and turned my lights on. And when they started walking up to my car, I'm like, oh, hell no, not today. I put that shit in drive and I burned off, right?
Yeah.
So as I'm like burning off, one of them ran. He ran and he like jumped and he kicked my door. So now I got a big ass dent in the side of my door.
If it's a big gentle dent, you can actually pull it out with a toilet plunger, believe it or not.
Yeah. I probably could, but
it'll leave a little bit of a crease, but it won't be near as bad.
It won't be near as bad.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh, nice. So, James, just for you to have, just from you, from your perspective, top 10 things that you would tell any new traveler that is looking to either move or visit Cancun. What are your top 10 bits of advice?
Top 10?
Yeah.
Number 1, practice Spanish on Duolingo in your free time.
Right.
Duolingo is the best Spanish lesson, the best Spanish teacher in the world, better than anything else. Number 2, do not take the taxi. Never take the taxi, ever. Number 3, make sure you have some kind of communication, international calling and texting on your phone, so you can communicate with people whenever you touch down in Cancun, Mexico. Because if you don't, like, you're not gonna be able to get a hold of anybody. You gotta be in contact with the person that's coming to pick you up. You know what I mean? Number 4, if you don't have somebody picking you up, you haven't prearranged transportation, take the freaking bus. Ask where the bus is. Take the bus. The bus is $5. The taxi's $100.
Yeah.
So take the bus. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. That's the other thing. That's number 5. Don't be afraid. It just be like you're traveling. Man, you got people in America, like from Orange, Texas, they're scared to death to go to Chicago or New York. They think Chicago or New York is like, or Las Vegas or anywhere in California. I had my neighbor friend, I said, hey man, don't you ever want to go see the Statue of Liberty? He said, he's a country boy. So he said like this, he said, why? I ain't ever lost nothing over there. I said, this stupid motherfucker.
Right. It took me getting out and traveling to realize.
Yeah.
It took me actually getting out of Texas and traveling to realize that.
Yeah, traveling is.
Man, this boy ain't ever left Orange, Texas.
Oh,
well, that's his problem.
That's his fault too. All right, so number 6. What do we got?
What do you got? Number 6.
I don't know. Don't stay in a resort. Don't stay in a resort.
Really?
Don't.
Why?
Because resorts are targeted for. We are so stupid. Like, we go to these resorts thinking it's this wow. All of Mexico is fucking wow. It's
Yeah.
badass. It's a badass experience because you never been there. You know, it's your first
Mhm.
time, right? Or like you know. But it definitely don't stay in a resort. It's a waste of money, and the food isn't near as good as what you'll find like in the city. It's everything's overpriced. Stay in an Airbnb somewhere, anywhere downtown. But I paid $20 a night for my Airbnb when I came here for vacation. $20 a night, and I had a room in a mansion in a private residential neighborhood. So that's
That's
number
amazing.
yeah, that's number seven. They had a pool, they had landscaping, they had maids, they had fucking chef,
Everything
the
you
whole
had at the
shebang.
resort.
Everything you would
Huh?
have at a resort.
Everything you
Yeah,
had at the resort, you
exactly.
had in that mansion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, downtown. So what else?
It's number 8.
Number
Numero
eight. Number eight. Get your tours. Don't buy tours off of some Joe Blow walking down the street. Buy
Okay.
your tour. Buy your tour through Airbnb. The Airbnb application has a section called experiences. I paid no more than like $40-$50 for each one of the tours, and I took like 10 of them. So,
That's
so
awesome.
Awesome.
yeah, yeah, because they were so cheap. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else, man.
Number 9.
Number nine. Go to Xcaret. You got to go to Xcaret. Xcaret's the most amazing park in all of. It's better than going to Disneyland, man. Disneyland ain't got shit on Xcaret.
It's
Xcaret
like
will blow your
an
ass
amusement
away.
park. It's like an amusement park.
10 times better, dude. It's like naturistic. It's a water park. It's an amusement park, but it's everything, dude. It's
Dude, that
like
sounds awesome.
it's mind blowing. It's take your breath away. You can't. There's not enough things you can say good about Xcaret Park. There's shows. There's like 4 or 5 shows. So it's like a zoo. It's a water park. It's it's like 4 or 5 shows. It's the beach. It's free food. That ticket's gonna run you about $160. But because I have local credentials, I have temporary residency, um, I get half off, and I can bring up to 4 people with me and get them 10% off each.
No kidding.
Hmm.
Yeah. So bring me to Xcaret, pay for my ticket. I'll get you all you guys 10% off.
Hey, you got a deal, man. I'm already traveling to Nebraska and Arizona for this show. Might as well go to Mexico too. You want to go to Mexico?
Sure.
Live in
Do
location for Cancun.
you?
And number 10.
Devante.
God.
Go to Isla Mujeres. Go to Isla Mujeres. You gotta go to Isla Mujeres. That's the island of women. It's a whole island with nothing but women.
Themyscira?
What?
Themyscira?
Yeah, no, dude, that sounds legit. Like the more you talk about it, the more excited I'm getting to come down and visit Cancun. Listen, man, do you have any final parting thoughts for the folks at home listening?
No, man, just come down here and buy a house from me.
Deal. So
All right,
listen,
bud.
when we do decide to buy a house from you, how can we get a hold of you? Where can we find you? What's your social media and your contact info?
It's James Young is my personal Facebook and my business
Give us the
Facebook
business.
page. What's that?
We want the business.
Oh yeah, James Young Real Estate.
Bet.
Got it.
Devante,
I
any
should
questions
say,
before we let it go?
what's that?
Yeah, just one quick question.
Yeah.
Like, do you plan on like I don't know, for example, like you plan on having like multiple real estate companies, like not just in Mexico, but like in other locations as well. Like
No,
in future.
because I work with Remax. Remax is an international real estate company. I don't own the company. I'm just a real estate agent. So,
Okay.
no, I don't plan to open my own real estate company. I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, all right, buddy. We've
I can respect
appreciated
it.
talking to you. We appreciate everything that you've had to share, your knowledge and your experiences. I'm pretty sure this will help somebody. If
Yeah.
not, if it helps one person, then you've done your job.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So listen, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get out of here. We got to wrap this up, get some show notes going, and listen, man, you're always welcome on the podcast. You ever find yourself back up this way? Let us know. We'll get you in the studio next time.
All right.
All right, my man. Good to chat with you.
You too,
Thanks.
man.
You, bud.
All right, appreciate you. Have a good day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and launch to our calendar of events. Coach, what do you got coming up?
I have nothing. What do you got?
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and plug Comedy 409's shows coming up. By the way, you can follow Comedy 409 on Instagram and Facebook at Comedy 409 to get all this information firsthand, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Coming up, we have Comedy in the Sticks, 8 p.m. on the 26th of April. That is at Sticks Pool Hall in Orange, Texas, and the address is 18451 Texas 62, Orange, Texas. Later on that week, the same week, the next day, actually, April 27th at 9 p.m. at the Mardi Gras Lounge on 11th Street in Beaumont. It's going to be Supa, Miguel Carter, and Brock White Lions headlining. So it's going to be, you got a couple of really great shows full of really great local comedians and some of my dearest friends in the area. Go check those shows out. Support local music, support local entertainers. Speaking of local entertainers, I'm going to introduce again our special guest host, Devante. Do you have any socials that you want people to know about?
Yes, you can look me up on Facebook. My first and last name, Devante Shay. Simple as that. Then you can also find me on Instagram, Brother Devante, Brother_Devante. And also you can look for me on YouTube as well. I'll post regularly some music videos of me playing and singing at the same time. And just had a wonderful performance last night at Madison's in Beaumont, actually. Did 3 songs. You'll find it on YouTube soon. And also look for me in the next couple months as I'll be traveling myself, like my partner here, going back to New York. Hopefully to do catch a show and do some good stuff.
What's your show wish list? What do you want to go see?
Oh man!
If you say Cats, I'm gonna fire you.
Well, what I would like to see personally, bro, it's gonna be in like the Rochester area.
Mhm.
So as far as that, man, I know I would love to see some cafes and some entertainment, like
Yeah.
some music, like
Oh, just smaller stuff.
like just some simple stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I love music, so anything related to that, you find me there. So,
Okay.
yeah, so look for me out, in the next couple of months.
All right. And on that note,
I think you forgot to mention for the April 27th show for Comedy 409 at the Mardi Gras Lounge, looks like there's a $10.
Yeah. that's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So just to reiterate, thank you, Coach, for
Catching that.
Yes. Comedy in the Sticks doesn't have a price on it, but I'm willing to bet you money to be $10. And the Mardi Gras Lounge show is also $10. So it's a good price for a great show. Brock White Lions is hilarious. He's a damn good friend of mine. I'm looking forward to see what kind of crowd we could turn out.
All right. And on that note, I'm Coach.
I'm Tom.
And Devante.
And
We've been
this,
doing that bullshit.
we do be doing that. All right, we're gonna have to figure out how to do that in sync. You ready?
And on that note, I'm Coach.
I'm Tom.
Devante.
And
And we be doing that bullshit.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.